We're back. Got Josh in for his second ep. Happy grand final weekend.
What a weekend, mate. What a game. What a game.
How'd you spend your grand final day?
At home, two young boys.
Yep.
We took it pretty easy this year.
Took it pretty easy.
4 or 5 wake-ups across the night, drinking and hangovers.
Who are the boys going for?
We're looking for a good game.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of investment in Brisbane.
Yep.
But we were very happy with the game.
Well, I hope the vibes were better than at the show I was at. I just want to play a quick snippet of something I caught. These were the type of scenes that we were listening to at the show I was at.
Oh my God, you cheating cunt! Oh, they paid advantage. Fucking cheat. They fucking paid advantage when he was getting tackled. We had a free kick, he got tackled when the ball was still in dispute. Yes, come on, go Andrew. Go Harris. Stevie Joe!
Into the forward half.
Push!
He's down in the
Ball! Fucking pay out! It's footy! Fucking cheat! Victorian fucking cheat. Here we go.
That's not advantage.
The commentators have called it. Oh, you fucking cheat. They just called not advantage. Fucking cheating cunts. Wow. Cheat. The umpires have called it again. Well done.
I think he thinks they're cheats. How did you find it?
I didn't quite pick up on that. Was a good friend of the show, Brady D, there.
Yeah, so the one that was second most vocals, not even a Brisbane supporter. That was friend of the show, Lambo.
Now, I've seen the footage.
Yes.
And one thing that he got angry about,
Yes.
he didn't even see.
He came from so we put the video up on is one of our recent TikToks and Reels. Lambo comes from out of the toilet and then starts yelling at the TV based on what Jackson's told him.
Hasn't even seen what's happened. And he's just an angry man. You put a bloke in a green shirt on the footy field.
And he could call the most right decision of all time, and he'd still say, I want a Boeing 737 to crash into the MCG.
So we had good friend of the show, Shane, also my best man, over to watch the footy.
Yep.
Similar scenes from him. Not a massive footy fan.
I would have thought there'd be a bit more respect given that he's a ref, but in a different sport.
You would think so. He has teed off. The advantage was pretty rough.
Yeah, I think that was probably the only one that I probably had a problem with. But what were your thoughts on the game as a whole?
As a neutral, that is what you want.
We were overdue for one because we had
I was going through it today.
Yep.
Last year, 70, 80 points.
Yep.
Year before, 70 points.
Yep.
We had one that was 30 points.
Yeah, it was a nice little one. That was
Before that was 89 points.
Yeah.
All the way back to 2018 when Collingwood lost by a point from that Don Sheed goal.
that was probably the last good grand final.
We're 5 years overdue.
And then the last
2017
I was about
was
to
alright.
say, the one before that, you probably wouldn't have minded too badly either as a Port fan. But thoughts on the game, just good.
Yeah,
liked it. Deserving winner.
Yeah, I think so. They were great last year, unlucky to miss. They were top for 22 out of the 24 weeks. 8 lead changes during the game. Ooh. So at no stage did you really know who was going to win. Collingwood would get 10 points up, 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Hugh McCluggage, a little bit of magic. Danaher snaps a goal.
Yeah.
No advantage.
No. I was with Jackson, as we were saying, the Brisbane fan. Even he admitted after that Brisbane were not at their greatest. There was big turnovers.
Collingwood would have 11 extra scoring shots.
Was it 10-18 or something like that? So the deserving winners did come out. Umpires, we did quickly touch on that. Do you think it was as bad as people were saying or no?
Oh, I said yesterday. I thought they were good between the second and before the advantage call. Nick Dacos got a couple of...
What are your thoughts on just because someone goes a little bit lower, does that mean you can just slap them across the face as hard as you can?
Lee Matthews came out the other week and said, let's just take it back. If you get them high, you've got them high.
Yeah.
Right? They've got to over-officiate. It's rough, and I thought they did a good job.
Because a lot of people do say about ducking, but you can see them duck and you still choose to just get them in a headlock half the time, don't you?
Yeah, it's not on. People can complain about the umpires all they want, but they were certainly not the worst on ground.
No, and coming from you, for people that don't know, former umpire here.
Yeah, we don't like to talk
about it. One of the best in the business back in the Barossa and Light days.
Yeah, good genes.
Do you miss it? Do you miss the umpiring?
I miss the paycheck. There's not many umpires that could look you in the eye and tell them, or tell you rather, that they are doing it because they love it. There's a couple.
Yeah.
Definitely a couple, but the paycheck was nice.
It'd have to be a special type of person to go out there. Geez, I love blowing the whistle and giving a few frees, which does remind me of a game a few weeks ago we had. We played a finals, like one of our first finals ever, and an umpire gave a controversial call. And like, you know how it happens in country footy, you, fuck you. Anyway, he goes back and the umpires swap ends.
Yep.
The other umpire goes to him, oh, big call there, well done. And then they high-five each other in front of everyone. And I thought, geez, these people love umpiring a bit too much, I reckon.
I don't mind that. Get around him. Not bad.
Billy Frampton.
Yeah, so that's who I was trying to touch on before. That is some sort of shocker, isn't it?
Not only was he like not getting a lot of touches, he did go near the ball.
He did.
But when he did go near the ball, I think he'd almost wish he didn't.
Well, because of the meme that it was that he was in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I put 5 on him for the first goal.
Oh, no.
And before Dacos went back and slotted it, he dropped one on the boundary that probably doesn't slot.
Yeah.
But then top of the square.
There was one that was right for the taking.
Look, it was a contested mark, but he had 2 arms around the ball and a chest on it.
Could he be the worst player to ever win a premiership medal?
He'd have to be up there.
Have to be up there.
Collingwood fans and Fly McRae will come out and say he did his role. Harris Andrews wasn't all that influential.
No.
But when you drop...
kept him goalless.
Kept
him goalless.
When you drop a few chest marks...
Yeah.
And John Noble, those scenes that he's missed out...
And the camera kept panning on him. Just leave the poor dude alone.
Mate, you don't have to be dead to be stiff.
Was Noble stiff, you reckon?
Have to be.
Yeah, I think so. Multis. Did you have any multis yesterday?
Yeah, needed Jamie Elliott to kick 2.
Yes.
That went down the drain.
Oh, no.
Had the chances.
Yeah, he did. He had a couple. Mine came down. I just need my check to kick 2. I had Collingwood win. Lincoln McCarthy won. Dacos 25. Just needed my check to get across the line for me for a second, but he didn't. He just stayed away from the ball. Because I had him for Norm as well, but he just chose to be allergic to the footy.
How'd you feel late in the game? You
Yes.
needed my check for a goal.
Yes.
But we were also riding Brisbane in the better promotion.
Well, I was hoping that my check would just get the goal, and then because the Dacos touches were sorted, and then it doesn't matter who would have won from there. For those who don't know, we had the better promotion, 1K for Brisbane to win. Fuck you, Collingwood.
Yeah, it wasn't to be. And that advantage would have been really nice to just go inside 50 and see what would have happened. But overall, great game.
Yeah. But speaking of multis, that's not my worst beat of all time. I want to talk about bad beats, bad multi beats. And we've had a few across the years. I spoke about one last year on the pod. There's punting groups online, and you just don't listen to what these guys have to say most of the time. Well, at the time I did. And someone wrote, I've got the inside goss. I know who wins The Bachelor. It was fucking Michelle. It was the year the Honey Badger was on it. I told this last year, so I won't spend too much time on it. But they said, yeah, Honey Badger picks Michelle. And I've gone, yeah, this guy's got the inside word. Let me chuck $1,000 on it. Nah, he picked no one and walked home empty-handed.
I remember that night. I have not watched that show ever.
No.
But when the boys have got, or the boy, not the boys, have some cash on it. Shannon was pretty happy that night because I was happy to watch some trash TV with her. And she, when he picked no one, I was just in a different state and she couldn't understand what was going on.
That's probably why the ratings go so far up for season finales, because you can just bet on it.
Yeah, well, that's true. How was that night? I know you've touched on it, but you were nervous for a long time.
Yeah, I was nervous just watching it. I was like, just cracking the shits. I don't send out many tweets either. And as soon as he picked no one, I just sent out tweets to Sportsbet saying, justice refund. You can't take money for that. But luckily, they did.
Well, that one ended well.
There's a few others that haven't ended so well. There was a qualifying final up in Brisbane.
Oh.
Would you like to touch on that?
Look, together we don't punt often.
No.
But when we do, we are on the wrong side of some things.
When we see a market that we like, we share it with each other and go, I think this one's the one.
Well, usually we try to take advantage and get some free money.
Yeah.
So it was a Saturday. Yes. I reckon you'd had a win on the horses.
Yeah. There was money to burn.
Oh, Brisbane, home final. They've been shocking for years. The Gabba crowd's going to fill up.
Yeah.
So Sportsbet took a market on the Gabba crowd.
You could bet on the crowd at the Gabba at the final. And I looked it up. The Gabba capacity was at the time 36,000. Right.
Now, we cross-referenced that. We went to the Gabba website, Wikipedia, a few AFL crowds.
We couldn't have been more black and white that the capacity was 36,000.
And we've taken what? $1.40.
Sportsbet put up a market. Would the crowd be under 36,500? Now, I'm not great at maths. So I flicked it to you. I'm saying, what do you reckon about this? Surely a capacity 36,000, they can't let an extra 500 people in without causing a disaster.
And apparently I'm not good at maths either because we went, yep, I'll have a bit of that.
And I was in the cinema at the time.
I was going to say, you're at the
I was at the
movies.
cinema at the time. I was like, I don't even need to worry about it. And I remember pulling up my phone and I was like, there's a tweet. It's like, and it was the biggest crowd at the Gabba. We've set a record, 37.7 thousand.
Was that the official number?
Yeah, 37.
I am still waiting for an inquiry.
1,700 over capacity. Someone call Safe Work Queensland. What the fuck?
We copped it in the chat that night. Everyone was waiting for the crowd number, and did we cop it?
It would have been like $500. I reckon we put on that.
Yeah, I wasn't quite as much. I
think I did it because I had the good day on the horses. And
I just backed you in, and I would again.
The thinking was there. The stats were there. The numbers were there. They just let 1,700 extra people in, and someone needs to go to jail for it.
It had to be safe.
I don't know, but there's a few other. Is there a few others?
There's a couple of others.
There's a couple others.
We have placed a few bets in the past.
Another bad
Some
beat.
of the things. No, not that big. Just a few bonus bets trying to turn some money over.
Yeah.
Because we like to bet on promos. We like to be safe.
Yeah. We get called scab
scab
punting by a good friend of the show, Sam, all the time.
Yeah. As always, though, we're doing it because we like to gamble responsibly.
Yeah, of course, gamble responsibly.
One time we bet on Rafa Nadal.
Oh yes,
We put him in a bonus bet. He was playing Djokovic at
Yes.
the French Open. Now he is the king of the French Open.
if you know one thing about Rafael Nadal, if it's clay court, you back Rafael Nadal.
You do, and we did.
And we did.
And I sent you a message before we did it. Nadal has won the French Open every time he's made it to the semi. So tonight we can put an end to that. Your response?
Oh no.
Aha. That'd be pretty cool if we could end that.
And this wasn't over just like a few years. This is like 15, 16 attempts at French
This
Open, or
was-
however many years he's
This
been
was
active.
2021. So he
So he
at
would've been-
least won 5 or 6 before then.
Oh, no, way more than that, I think.
7 or 8.
Yeah. And he's gone on a absolute run, and we've just gone, yeah, we'll end that streak. And what has happened? It would have been like a 60-match streak or whatever it works out to be.
Is that on us for taking on Djokovic?
I think it's on me for saying, haha, that'd be pretty funny if we lose.
I can't believe that one. Another one?
Another one that's a bit more grim, isn't there?
Yeah, but still, the story itself.
It was the Euros?
Euros, Denmark versus Finland.
Yes.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, I want you to do it because
All right.
my memory's not great.
So we put Denmark in. Finland, to this stage, had never won a game at a major trophy.
Yeah. This was the last leg, mind you, I think.
Last leg, it was a nice viewing time. We were watching it.
Yeah.
And like you said, bit grim.
Yeah.
Those who are football fans will remember Christian Eriksen
Yeah.
can play the game
Yeah.
reasonably well, especially when you're playing against Finland.
So we thought Christian Eriksen, Denmark, good team. Surely they just put away Finland, one of the worst teams. They've never won in a major
We were
tournament.
betting with our head,
Yeah.
not our heart.
No. I don't think it would have mattered.
No, 'cause he went and had a heart attack.
I just feel like we have some sort of responsibility. If we didn't bet on that, he wouldn't have had a heart attack.
No, that is on us. So you'd think more to life than a football game.
Yeah.
These blokes, he gets wheeled off to hospital, and he's okay now. He has returned to professional sport.
Yeah.
So he can talk and
Laugh
and be
not
angry.
laugh. Yeah.
They sat in the change rooms for an hour.
So there was still a bit of game to play, wasn't
It was in
there?
the first half, I believe.
So you think the boys are sitting in the change rooms and go, we've got to get up for Christian here.
Captain?
Captain, get up for our captain, one of our best players. He just had a heart attack on the field. Let's all rally together and just beat the team that's not that good.
How do you play after your mate's had a heart attack? I'm going the other way. You are sitting there rattled. You're watching your mate.
Well, it seems like Denmark were pretty rattled as well.
They were rattled.
Because they came out and they fucking lost.
Finland run away. First win at a major. Thank you very much.
And I just can't help but feel that's our fault.
We'll take the blame.
So what do you reckon? Have you got any others?
Not mine, personally.
No.
I did ask around because brother of mine,
Yes.
knows his NFL reasonably.
Yes.
He chucked on a 10-leg multi
yes.
combined of same gamers. It was an $8 bonus bet. I'm looking at it here. The return was $11,563.
Oh, no.
Got, again, to the last leg.
Yeah.
The Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. They were going all right at this stage. Just a few years back.
Yep.
I'm not a massive on the NFL, but I do know the Chicago Bears suck. And $1.40 in the last leg, they went down.
Oh, and to win how much?
$11,563.
How many legs?
It was a 10-leg of combined same-game multis.
And it was just $1.44.
$1.40 straight out.
Over
prime
one of the
time,
shittest teams, just to get him over the line.
Primetime NFL. He'll watch it while he's at work, and it was just an absolute shit show.
So, you don't have to be dead to be stiff, do you?
We've used that again.
We don't. I know, but you don't. It just fits so well.
But they are some of the worst beats.
They are some of the worst beats. What do you reckon's like the worst thing we've done? We ended Rafa's undefeated streak on clay. We gave Christian Eriksen a heart attack, and the big safe work inquiry up in Queensland. What do you reckon our worst one is?
It's got to be the safe work. There's been some stadium issues in the past.
And surprisingly, they've never gone near the fucking capacity since.
I'm still waiting for that inquiry. It'll come one day.
Safe Work Queensland, if you're listening, don't be afraid to reach out. Run month has officially started.
For you?
For me. Well, you're not going to join us this year?
I'm not much of a runner.
No.
I reckon I sent in 5Ks.
That's all right. You can send in a few Ks this year.
I'm not much of a runner.
Well...
But I did.
Yes.
I want to help out.
Yeah.
So I thought, you don't know this, but I thought about what can I do to help you and Zach.
Yes.
So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and get the boys a sponsor.
Oh, hello.
All right.
Here we go.
So I reached out to Hocker.
Hocker.
All right, running shoes. They get around the long distance running.
Yep.
And I sent them a message saying, hey, boys, Heaps About Nothing podcast, doing a run month for charity.
Yeah, on our behalf.
On your behalf, of course. Not looking for any monetary donations, but the boys would look good in 2 new pairs of shoes. They got a lot of Ks to get through.
Exactly right. How'd you go?
Pretty reasonable, we thought. Instant reply straight away saying we'll be back in touch within 24
That's
hours.
so annoying. I hate that.
Yeah. So, long story short,
Yes.
Hocker have not replied.
Okay.
So we're still looking for a sponsor.
Right.
And Hocker are not the friends of the show that I thought they
So
were.
if Hocker are not coming to the table, that's good because I'm currently running with the ONs.
The ONs.
That's what they're called, ON,
Yep.
On Cloud.
All right.
I think they're great. Don't worry about you haven't heard of them. They're coming up real quick.
Well, I'm sure they're listening. They might like to reach out.
Yeah, if anyone wants to sponsor us, that'd be great. So for those who don't know, Zach and I are planning to run 336 Ks combined for Royal Flying Doctor Service. That works out to be a marathon a week for the first 3 weeks, ending with an actual marathon itself.
It's a great effort. 6Ks this morning, first up.
Yeah, 6Ks this morning. I revealed last week on the pod, I did a 5K as a warm-up and I got chest pains and I had to stop 2.5 through. You will all be glad to hear there was no chest pains today.
We were worried. That was good.
But I did get a stitch at 5.5 Ks. But I can attribute that to the beers yesterday, I would have thought.
That happens.
But what you can do as a listener, you can donate via the link. We put it in all our stuff. You just go to our pages, Facebook, Insta, you'll find it easily. Or if you can't donate, you can send in a run. For every run in October you send us, we will donate 20 cents per kilometre.
It's a fantastic effort, and it's gone to a great cause.
Gone for a great cause. And so people like you that probably won't run, you could just donate a heap of money.
Yeah, we'll look to donate a few dollars.
You showed a bit of concern about running a marathon off a month prep. Is this still a concern you share?
Look, I could come on the show as a mate and go, mate, it is super that you are running a marathon.
Yeah.
Right? I'm proud of you.
Yes.
It's a great effort.
Thank you. Finally someone said it.
But I'm not going to do that.
Oh, no.
So I just wanted to make you aware
All right.
of some injuries that you may come across
Perfect.
during the marathon.
Perfect.
And I think it'll be worse for you
Yes.
because you're just going to do 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 and dive into a marathon.
Yes, mate. Well, yeah, we'll see how we go.
So there's some obvious ones. During the run, you may get some shin splints.
A lot of people get shin splints. I'm immune to them.
Okay,
I've
good.
got perfect shins.
You'll have some general leg pain.
I think, yeah, I
You'll have some soreness after the marathon. That'll be a good couple of days afterwards.
I feel like that's standard.
Blisters.
I did 6Ks today, and I do have a little blister on in between one of my toes.
I
already.
did see the shoes you put in that video. I reckon it's time for some new ons.
The ons out there, they're looking all right. If you're listening.
Now we get into some of the harsher ones.
All right.
So you've got some chafing.
Chafing. Yes.
Now, again, I've never run a marathon, but I've spoken to people that have. Find the right bottoms is all
Okay.
I'm advising.
Is that the official tip? Zach, when he came on, he spoke about when he did a marathon. I think he was talking about a lot of people who did have the bloody nipples.
Yeah, so that was my next point.
Okay.
Bloody nipples. All right. So a nice sweat-resistant shirt, maybe some Vaseline or some bandages over there.
Do you think the female nipple covers would be going too far?
No, I think that's perfect.
Okay, perfect.
I'll buy you some myself.
All right, thank you.
So that's about it for the injuries.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious, but I do have a question for you.
Yes.
You're a very competitive man.
Yes.
You want to beat Zach.
Yes.
Are you prepared to do what a female marathon runner did and shit down her leg mid-run?
Oh, no. Oh, no. When was this?
I don't have the name, but it was a tournament, marathon, Olympics, Boston Marathon, whatever.
Yeah.
Trained hard, wants to win.
Yeah.
No time for a shit break.
No, of
Just
course not.
let it go down the legs.
No, that was a question I asked Zach, and apparently he stopped for shit.
Okay. Will you stop or will you let nature...
Well, it depends where we go. If we just run around, I don't know, it depends on the track, because if nature calls, obviously. If there's a bush big enough, maybe you just go quick line down there, or maybe there's no... Letting it run's not an option. I don't think that. Because if you're not in an actual marathon... You're just a guy running down the street with shit running down his legs.
That's true.
It's not a great look.
That's true. That's not a great look at all. Another question for you.
Yes.
So a lot of people that run a marathon do it. You're doing it for charity. Great cause.
Yes.
A lot of people do a marathon to say they run a marathon.
Yes.
Do you know the actual distance of a marathon?
42.8.
No. So it's 42.195 kilometres.
Okay, good.
So I had a mate who... For that reason alone, had to tick off that he'd run a marathon.
Oh, no.
Running along, he got to 42 kilometres.
Oh, no.
And because 42 kilometres is traditionally what we hear
it's
a
what you
marathon
just
is.
say. It's what you say.
So he turned his Strava off at 42 kilometres.
Oh, no.
And up pinged a congratulations, you've completed a half marathon batch.
Oh.
So I beg you,
no.
can you please run 42.195 kilometres to get that badge to say you ran a marathon?
Because if you just didn't get the badge, you would just be sitting there just saying, what the fuck? Like, did he not notice until he got home? Could he not start it again?
He tried. He tried. And then it just come up with a 200 metre run.
It, he stopped
No,
it?
he stopped it.
Oh, fuck.
How flat would you be?
Has he done it again since?
He has gone and ran another marathon.
Was it based on the fact he didn't get the badge on his watch, or do you reckon he would have done it again?
Well, he hasn't ran one since. So I think it was a little bit of
to do with the
pride.
badge. No, very good, very good. Is that all you had on that one?
No. So like I said, I am worried about you.
Yes.
But I think whatever happens, you will not have the worst marathon in history.
Uh-oh. Who's
Are
that
you
go to?
familiar with the 1904 Olympic Marathon?
Oh, it does ring a bell, but you're going to have to remind me.
A little bit lengthy. An article from the Olympics.com reads, the 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon isn't a tale about athletics.
Uh-oh.
It is a culmination of a draw-dropping mismatch of events that produced one of the most bizarre races ever ran. Running, in fact, was not the only means of transport used in the race, but more on those shenanigans later.
Oh.
Of the runners who stood on the marathon starting line, a handful had run previously in the Boston Marathon, but mainly the field was comprised of a collection of middle-distance specialists or distance-running novices who had never attempted anything like a marathon in their lives before.
Yeah.
Sounds
very familiar.
Like
sounds
you.
very familiar. I'm keen to get some tips on how I can cheat the fuck out of this marathon.
Well, that's coming. The race began in sweltering heat on an unpaved course that threw up clusters of dust into the thick air, making it difficult for the athletes to breathe as they made their way across the Missouri plains.
So this resembles like an Anglevale sort of marathon if we do it around here out in the back streets, back in Bunnings.
To add to the fun,
Uh-oh.
there was only one water stop available during the whole of the race, a roadside well at the 12-mile mark.
Okay.
So less than halfway through the marathon. The 32 entrants began the race that afternoon, but by the end of the day, a mere 14 would finish, the lowest number in Olympic history.
What happened to him?
I'm glad you asked. The first athlete to cross the finish line was Fred Laws, an American distance runner who would go on to win the Boston Marathon a year later. Mm-hmm. But all was not what it seemed with Laws' Olympic marathon victory.
Uh-oh.
I'm prepared to do this for you.
Oh, thank
Just
you.
as he was about to be presented, not this part. Just as he was about to be presented with the winner's trophy, a member of the public called a halt to the proceedings with the charge that Laws was an imposter. I will not do that to you. I'll let you have your moment.
Thank you.
It later came to light that at the 9-mile mark, Laws had begun suffering from cramps and hitched a ride in a car for the next 11 miles. He then proceeded to jump out of the vehicle, run to the finish line where he could bask in the spoils of victory. Laws would go on to claim that he had only finished as a joke and he'd never intended to keep up the charade.
That's a classic excuse. I didn't think anyone would take it serious. I was just did no one notice the man running in a race, jumping in a car that's pulled up next to him?
Well, when you hear the rest of what happened in this marathon,
yes,
I'm not surprised they didn't.
Okay.
So a little bit on some of the other runners. Cuba's Felix Cavajal was trotting along at a reasonable pace.
Oh, yes.
When hunger caused him to stop at an orchard to snack on some apples.
What?
Unfortunately for him, the apples were rotten and the stomach cramps that ensued caused the athlete to lie prostrate by the side of the road where he proceeded to take a nap.
So, no. I do not believe this.
He still finished fourth.
So he got a nap in and finished fourth.
And this is from the Olympics.com. I wouldn't believe it otherwise.
I'm big on my naps, as you may know.
Yes.
So you're telling me I can be running around, grab an apple off a tree, sneak a nap in, and still be a marathon winner. Not a winner, but a finisher.
The good thing is you can tell people you came second.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's a 2-horse race.
Exactly right. A few more people. William Garcia of California was another to succumb to the extraordinary conditions of the race. Initially leading, Garcia gulped down so much dust from the country road that he suffered a near fatal stomach hemorrhage. South Africa's Tornane, pronunciation probably not correct, on the other hand, had proved to be a very able runner and was well positioned until a pack of wild dogs chased him a mile off course, leaving him to finish 9th of the 14 finishes.
This could be the worst marathon of all time. Even worse than the other Boston one.
Almost finished. The race... The race was eventually won by the USA's Thomas Hicks in a time that was the slowest in Olympic history.
Yeah.
3 hours, 28 minutes and 53 seconds. But
Yes.
even Hicks's race was far from conventional. Having been helped by his trainers at various points along the route, Hicks finally forced himself towards the finish line. Hicks was carried over the line by his trainers, his legs moving backward and forwards through the air as if he was still running. It was a fitting end to a race the likes of which we're unlikely to ever see again. The marathon event at St. Louis was so controversial that the event was almost struck from the Olympic programming for the following games.
So did anyone race it normally, have a normal race?
If the winner got carried over the line, fourth place had a nap. Not a,
The other one had a stomach hemorrhage.
Who's coming second?
It's very Stephen Bradbury-like, this race, it sounds like.
I am convinced your marathon will be better than that.
It might be tough. I don't know. Well, what's the worst that could happen around here? I don't know. We're in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. Maybe
How close to Davern Park are you running?
I know. So might maybe a little shank by some little Eshe, but I don't know.
But that's not a near fatal stomach hemorrhage.
No.
I think you'll be fine.
So moral of the story, if I see an apple tree, stay away. We all know how the game works by now. You ask me a question, I find someone in my phone book to answer it. We played this last time. I asked you the questions. Do you remember how you went?
Yeah, I reckon I got 2 out of 3. We nailed the...
You could just be making that up.
No, we nailed the Dan Ricciardo wins, and then
Yep.
Heno nailed the riddle.
Whoa. So you got a few questions for me today.
I think I've lowballed you. I think you've got this.
That's all right. So hopefully 3 out of 3 and I can beat you. What do you got for me first up?
So, grand final weekend.
Yes.
AFL and NRL, so it'd be wrong not to include those. Yep. So first question is, across the 3 finals, what was Collingwood's combined winning margin?
Across the 3 finals. Yeah, because there was a few close ones in there. I think it was a...
Well, it doesn't matter if you know.
I know. I was just saying if I could get it. But someone who definitely does know the answer of yesterday's margin, I'm going to call a Brisbane fan. We're
not just yesterday's.
Well, not just yesterday's, but of course, all 3 is Brisbane fan Jackson Harvey. We're talking about him before. Let's give him a call. Jacko, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Long time no hear.
Long time, yeah, no see. It's only been 24 hours. How are you?
Yeah, good.
I got you on the podcast, by the way, mate. I just thought I'd let you know early.
I did assume so, Sunday night.
How are you feeling just in general about everything yesterday?
How do you think?
Commiserations, Jacko.
We've got Josh here. He's feeling very sorry for you.
Colburn.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Commiserations, mate.
So we've got Phonebook Millionaire. I got a question for you.
Okay.
Josh, take it away.
Jacko, what was Collingwood's combined winning margin across their 3 finals? Now, you'll
12
know
points.
yesterday's.
Oh, he's straight for it.
What's he said?
I just went 12 points.
12 points.
He's got it.
He's got it.
He's
Bang
got it.
on. What? Did you know that, or did you just like, fuck it, just have a stab?
No, I saw it on Facebook
Yeah,
today.
they beat Melbourne by 7, GWS by 1, and yesterday, how much they win by yesterday, Jacko?
Oh, kicking man while he's down.
Well, the VFL, obviously the four Norm Smith medalists being the green umpires, depending, they wear different colours every week. Obviously, you could paint on a Mason Cox black and white Guernsey. They pretty much won it for them in the end, but, we'll move on eventually, maybe.
Well, you've had a win tonight. Thanks,
We've
Jacko.
had a win tonight. Thanks for helping me out there, Braz.
Nah, all good. Do I get anything for it or not?
Yeah, I'll get you beer next time I see you.
All right, sounds good.
All right, see you, mate.
See you guys. Bye.
He's gone bang first up. He's
Got
helped me
back
out.
confident too.
Didn't even let you finish talking.
Yeah, again, if you follow footy, probably well known.
I didn't see the stat. I would have had to try and count it up in my head.
All right, another NRL related question.
Yep.
Now, we are currently filming whilst the final is
Yes,
on.
yes.
Broncos currently leads 16-8.
Yes.
So we're looking about last year's grand final. And I want to know who won the Clive Churchill medal last year.
I got to think, like, who... Because we live in Adelaide. Not heaps of people know their rugby, do they?
No.
So I'm going to give someone a call. I think it should be okay. I'm going to give good friend of the show, Cooper Martin, a call.
Yeah.
How do you reckon he'll go? You know
Yeah,
him.
he's got it.
Do you reckon he's got it?
If he doesn't have it,
If he does, he's a self-proclaimed NRL nut. So if he doesn't get it, that says a lot about him.
Hello?
Hello.
What's going on?
Heaps. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm just watching the NRL Grand Final at the pub.
All right. Well,
Convenient.
I'll be quick then. I got you on the pod.
Oh, on the pod.
Yeah, Phonebook Millionaire. I got a question for you. And I think you'll be all right with it.
Can we double team this? We've got two members of the Night Shift Football Podcast here.
Perfect. I reckon you'll be right anyway.
nice easy one for you, Cooper. Just wanted to make it NRL related. Who won last year's Clive Churchill medal?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Very easy one.
Am I overthinking it?
It's a very easy one.
I don't know. You're answering it.
Well, Penrith won the premiership.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, I've just watched Man score a hat-trick. Hold on. Esbridge just scored a hat-trick.
Who scored?
Broncos.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, last year's Penrith, 2022.
Correct. Enough time to Google it now.
Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, very well Googled.
Did you Google that?
100%.
No, I just cried because my better just went
No,
down the bin. I got very
you were
all
going
that.
Nathan Cleary.
Nah, he got
well
it.
done.
He got it.
Bang.
He got it.
Congratulations.
Bang. All right, cheers. So, how long's to go? Is Penrith fucked?
We got 25 minutes to go, and we're going to need 3 converted tries.
Fuck's sake. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
See you in the chat
Thanks,
after. Go Penrith.
Have you ever seen a man stall?
But it did sound like they were pretty occupied.
No. So
Our bet's pretty fucked as
when
well.
he said he was overthinking it, Nathan Cleary is an obvious option. But
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
He's stalled well, and they've scored a handy try at a nice time for him.
Yeah, okay,
Congratulations.
fair
You go 2 out of
2 out of 2. So this to win.
This to win, non-sport related. What was Mickey Mouse's original name?
Mickey Mouse's original name. Fuck, I got no idea. I don't reckon I have anyone that would have an idea. I just want to give a Collingwood fan a call just because we gave Jackson a call and rubbed it in his face. I want to give a Collingwood fan a time to get up and about on the pod. So I'm going to give a call to Zach Hallion. Been a Collingwood fan all his life. I'm just very happy for him.
Hey, mate, what's going on?
What's going on, bros?
What do you got here?
I got you on the podcast. We just had we just had Halves on the pod. I was just ripping into him for Brisbane losing. How'd you feel about yesterday, mate?
I was cakewalk, mate.
Very, very easy.
For those who don't know, Zach,
Got the training cones out, ran around them, and went back in.
resident Collingwood fan, Zach Hallion.
It is. I got a question for you, Phonebook Millionaire. Just a quick one. I won't hold you up too long because I know it's after 8. Your glasses will be on. You'll be trying to wind. You'll be trying to wind down. Josh has got a quick question for you.
I reckon he stitched you up here, Zach. What was Mickey Mouse's original name?
Oh, fuck do I know. That's irrelevant information, mate.
Not enough
for Todd.
Not enough room in the brain for that sort of stuff, is there, Zach?
Yeah, I got better things to do.
Do you want to have a stab?
Toddy.
Tiny.
No, he doesn't have it.
Todd, but yeah.
Oh,
No, he
Todd.
doesn't have it. Thanks. It was Mortimer Mouse.
Mortimer Mouse. Oh, yeah, I would have got that. No, I just wanted to give you a call because I just wanted you to get up and about the pies. We just had halves on.
go Pies,
He's
mate.
not happy
On
about
Pies,
it.
Baby.
Congratulations on the win and have a good night.
Cheers, brother.
See ya.
Yeah, we were scrolling through Disney this morning, so it popped
Yeah,
up.
Disney.
Walt Disney named his first iteration of the character Mortimer Mouse. However, at the urging of Lillian Disney, his wife, the character was renamed Mickey Mouse. Reportedly, Lillian disliked the name Mortimer for the mouse and suggested Mickey.
I can see why Mickey took off and Mortimer didn't.
So then because I looked up Mortimer Mouse to do a little bit of a fact check, and he actually became one of like the first villains in the show.
There you go. What do you know? 2 out of 3, so we'll call it a draw, eh?
Call it a draw. Well done.
You brought me beer in today.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had it before. Oh, no, it's not a beer. Hard lemonade.
Hard lemonade. You would have had similar from other breweries.
Yes.
I think they're all pushing one out at the moment.
You happy with it? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind it. You wouldn't go too hard. I'd take this over the solos, though, I reckon.
Yeah. I've only had a couple of the solos. I saw they were in Dan Murphy's yesterday. 10-pack was $40.
Bit stiff.
That was the members' price. Anything else you want to say while you're here?
Nah, very good.
Just a couple of ones to wrap up. Yeah, Run Month is going on, so go find the link on the pages. You can donate or send in your runs. Not that hard to go for a run. We're also going to set some challenges as well for the Run Month. So when we hit certain milestones for how much we've raised, we're going to do different challenges. I think we've got Happy Meal Challenge on the run. It's going to be one of the first ones. So if we hit 1,500 or whatever it is, there's going to be a few other ones. They escape my mind, but you'll see it on the socials. We're probably going to wrap up the pod maybe first month in November.
First month of November.
First week of November.
Very good.
So we get through Run Month unscathed, and then we'll have the season finale on the first week of November. So let us know who you want to be on the last few shows. So we've got 5 to go. Let us know who you want on, and let us know what you want us to do on the last one. Might do a big one, get everyone in. But yeah, let us know. Donate.
Very good.
Anything else?
No, thank you.
All right. Cheers for coming on, mate.
Bye.
See ya.